Hello everyone! This video will go over some additional details about writing project 2. This video, however, will not replace the assignment prompt, so please make sure you read through the assignment prompt as well as watch this video. English 102 has you engage in the research process for the entire semester, and the units and assignments help you get to the point where you can complete your research-based argument at the end of the semester. In Unit 1, you presented your research topic and questions in a research proposal. You also completed some preliminary research to get an idea of what people are saying about your topic. In Unit 2, you'll build on this information by completing a critical annotated bibliography. This second project will require you to find sources, including scholarly sources, on your topic and evaluate them. As a result, you'll familiarize yourself with the UNLV Library Quick Search and use keywords and search strategies to research your topic. Your second writing project has two parts. Part 1 is an introduction. In this introduction, you must include your research topic and questions. If you've revised your topic or questions since you submitted writing project 1, then you want to make note of these revisions in your introduction. You must also explain your search strategies. How did you find the sources that you'll list in part 2 of this project? What keywords and databases did you use? What was the process like for you overall? What types of sources did you find? With the research you've gone through, you'll most likely begin to form a position on your topic. Include a tentative claim or thesis in your introduction. This does not have to be perfect, and your position might change as you do more research. That's fine. It's how the research process often works. Lastly, you need to explain any additional materials you think you'll need to learn more about your topic. Are there more sources you think you need? Do you feel like there's a gap in your research that you need to investigate further? Before moving on, please note that Part 1 of this project is not the same as your research proposal. Part 1 is not the introduction to your research paper you'll write at the end of the semester. The introduction for your second writing project is a piece of writing all its own. Part 2 of this project is an annotated bibliography. An annotated bibliography includes source citations and a paragraph or annotation about each source. This genre is helpful when researching because it's a way to record what each of your sources is about. For this project, you must find sources about your research topic that give you more insight and answer your research questions. Part 2 must include MLA or APA citations of your sources. You can check the MLA or APA guides in an upcoming module for help with citations. You then need to include the creator of the source. Who's the author? Is it a person or group of people? Is it a corporation or agency? What credentials do they have? Include the purpose and a summary of your sources as well. You want these details to be brief but specific so that when you look back on this project, you can remember what was important about this source relevant to your topic. Include the year the source was created and why the year is significant. For example, it's especially important for STEM topics to include current research because you want to use the most accurate information and data. Lastly, in your annotation, you must include how your source connects to your position. This is another place where it's especially important to be specific because it's helpful to make note of why this source was useful when you included it in this project. For a more comprehensive list on what to include in your introduction and annotated bibliography, check the assignment prompt. This project and its requirements are helpful because it gives you another opportunity to explain your topic and present any revisions you made since writing Project 1. With research, you probably have more insight into your topic that you can write more about in this introduction. You also get to make a record of your search strategies and investigation. This is helpful because you'll remember what and how you searched for information. Sometimes we don't remember the keywords we search for when it comes to research, so keeping track can be useful. Keeping a record of your sources will help later in the semester because you've written how these sources connect to your tentative position. This is most likely just the start of looking at sources because this project might also help you notice gaps in your research, or it'll give you an idea of where you need to look further. It'll take time to find sources, but it'll save you time later. It'll make finding more sources as you need them easier. When getting started with this project, consider feedback on your research proposal and make your own assessment of your first project. Should you revise your topic? Does it need to be more specific? What preliminary research did you do for your first project? Can it help you with your second project? Also, brainstorm keywords to search for in the UNLV Library Quick Search and Google Scholar. When you search for these keywords, use tips presented in library videos and the tutorial or synchronous session assignment in class modules. This will all make searching an easier process. Also, when researching, make sure you consider multiple perspectives. Sometimes when we look for sources, we only look for ones that support our initial stance on a topic. Instead, you want to look at the entire conversation and then form a stance based on all the information. To get an idea on what your project can look like, read student samples in an upcoming module. Pay attention to how the authors organize and develop their ideas. These samples are not perfect, so consider what you like and dislike about them that you might incorporate or disregard in your critical annotated bibliography. Finally, if you find you need extra guidance when researching, you can discuss your thoughts with a university librarian. They can help you think of keywords and narrow your search results. The university librarians are a great resource to keep in mind and reach out to throughout the semester. Go to library.unlv.edu to learn more. By the end of this project, you should have a better understanding of your topic thanks to research you've completed. If you have any questions about this project, reach out to your instructor.